Wait, that has a history? You use it every day. You've never thought about it, and somehow it changed the world. I'm Robbie, and this is Wait, That Has a History? The podcast uncovering the wild, weird, and totally unexpected stories behind everyday things. Because nothing you use is as ordinary as it looks. It's yellow. It's six-sided. It has a pink eraser on one end that never quite works as well as you want it to, and a graphite point on the other that breaks the second you have a good idea. The pencil. It is the definition of mundane. You probably have 3 of them in a junk drawer right now, and you have no idea where they came from. They're just there. But what if I told you that the modern pencil didn't come from a school supply catalog? What if I told you it was born out of a naval blockade, a one-eyed balloonist, and a desperate race to defy the British Empire? Today, we're sharpening our focus on the little wooden stick that started a revolution. The year is 1794. France is in the middle of the French Revolution. Heads are rolling, politics are messy, and to make matters worse, France is at war with pretty much everyone, especially Great Britain. Now, wars run on many things: gunpowder, food, morale, but they also run on maps. And to draw maps, you need something reliable to draw with. For centuries, the gold standard, or rather the black standard of writing implements, was a specific type of pure graphite found in only one place on Earth, Borrowdale, England. Discovered in the 1500s, allegedly when a storm uprooted a tree and revealed the gray stuff underneath, this English graphite was a miracle material. It was solid, pure, and could be sawn into sticks. The British knew they had a monopoly. They guarded the mines like Fort Knox. They even flooded them to prevent theft. When war broke out, Britain did what any strategic power would do. They imposed a naval blockade. They cut France off. No more English graphite. This was a disaster for the French Republic. Their officers couldn't draw maps. Their bureaucrats couldn't fill out forms. The French were stuck using brittle, garbage-quality graphite dust that fell apart if you looked at it wrong. France needed a solution, and they needed it yesterday. Enter Lazare Carnot, the Minister of War. He issues a challenge: make me a pencil that doesn't rely on the English. Who do you call for a job like this? You call Nicolas Jacques Conté. Conté was a character. He was a painter, a chemist, and an officer in the army. Oh, and he was also a pioneer of hot air ballooning. He actually lost his left eye in a hydrogen explosion during a balloon experiment. So this one-eyed balloon-flying genius locks himself in his lab in 1795. He looks at the pile of useless French graphite dust, the stuff everyone else said was trash. And then he has an idea, a culinary idea, almost. He takes the graphite dust and mixes it with powdered clay. He adds water to turn it into a paste. Then he shapes this paste into thin rods and bakes them in a kiln, just like pottery. The result? It was magic. The clay acted as a binder. When it came out of the kiln, the rod was solid. It didn't crumble. Conté sandwiched it between 2 pieces of wood, and voila, the modern pencil was born. But Conté didn't just copy the English, they improved on them. See, with the English pure graphite, you got what you got. It was always the same darkness. But Conté realized that by changing the recipe, a little more clay, a little less graphite, he could change how the pencil wrote. More clay made the rod harder and the line lighter. More graphite made the rod softer and the line darker. Does that sound familiar? Hard and black? H and B? While the letters HB came a bit later, the system itself, the ability to choose between a hard pencil for technical drawing and a soft pencil for shading, that was all Conté. France had its pencil. They no longer needed England. Conté was hailed as a hero of French industry. So the next time you're taking a standardized test and filling in those little bubbles with a number 2 pencil, which is, by the way, just an HB pencil in the American numbering system, remember, you aren't just holding a stick of wood. You're holding a piece of wartime technology. You're holding a defiance of the British Empire. You're holding the invention of a one-eyed balloonist who proved that even when you're cut off from the source, you can still make your mark. That's the story behind today's everyday thing. If you liked it, subscribe or follow. Share it with a friend and leave a like or review. It helps more than you think, because even the smallest things have a past.